Well, hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey, Tuesday, welcome back. I believe that I've observed you around the fire for about 6 days straight. Today makes our seventh day, and tonight's going to be just a little bit different than nights before. Once again, welcome to all of you that have logged on. Super excited to have you here on this evening. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Dion. They call me the radical one, the radical midwife. It just depends on who you ask. But at the end of the day, just know this. What's poignant is that radical is always connected simply because I believe it takes radical measures to make radical difference. And so, again, I welcome each of you. Thank you all for taking the time out on a Sunday night prior to beginning a new work week. And I'm prayerful, and I am pretty much confident that the impact all 7 days has absolutely impacted you. Guess how I know that? Because you showed up again on a Sunday night at 6 p.m. So, honey, it must be something around here that keeps you coming back. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, I welcome back to the Impact platform the author of the program, the Impact Academy. We're going to talk a lot about that tonight. But more than anything, tonight's theme is just a little bit different. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Geraldine.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Morris Williams. Again, hey, Crystal and Doris, I believe is her name.
Yeah, I think that was Doris.
Uh-huh. And so again, I wanted to welcome each of you. And tonight I'm going to reverse roles with your coach. And we're going to talk a little bit about why the impact, what the impact was birthed from, why now? You know, in the middle of a pandemic where times are changing and situations and circumstances are different than we've ever seen them. If I don't know anything else, I believe that we can all say in this season, we've all been impacted by something, but we've been impacted to become impactful. Yes. And so tonight we're going to talk about moving from being impacted to being impacting. Right? So we're going to take it from us being the lesson givers to you being not only the lesson seeker, but then you go out and you teach the lesson of how to mobilize and transition our idea of being impacted into being impacting or an impactor. That makes sense, Ange? Did I say that right? That a decent summary of what we are doing tonight as we talk about the Impact Academy. Hey, Lady Tammy Law, if you've not done so, if you would be kind enough, if you would grace us with tagging a friend, sharing with a friend, inviting somebody to watch this live as, well, thank you, Tuesday. I appreciate your affirmation, sis. That made my evening. We're not just going to talk about why did she choose to do this, but we're also going to have a Q&A a little bit later of some things that you would like to see take place during your future time at Impact Academy. And hopefully tonight, I'm definitely going to share a link so that you can take advantage of the upcoming free website that Angela's free webinar that Angela has put together for you all to really be able to glean exactly what the impact is about, why you should become the impactor, should become the one that is creating the impact in your atmospheres. And so again, please, ma'am, please, sir, share where you're viewing from. Are you in the Bay Area? Are you out of state? What time zone are you in? We'd like to know all of that on tonight. But that being said, somebody may have jumped on that has not been on in times past. We want to give the author, the inventor, the CEO, the CFO, the HNIC, as Grandma and them would say, the boss of this whole matter. We want to give Miss Angela, hey, babe. Hey to the back. Sorry.
Hey.
We want to give the author of this amazing program, and I've seen some of the content. It's weighty and it is guaranteed to push you into a place from being impacted to being impactful. Bishop, Apostle. Apostle is online. If y'all
Ooh.
knew the level of oil that shared this live, listen,
Oh,
it would revolutionize your thought process as it
you
relates
gonna
to
be
promise.
going to
If
sleep.
Apostle shared this thread, listen, we somebody. You understand me? Amen. Hi, Apostle. I adore you, Apostle.
Hello.
That's a good man. You hear me? Amen. So that being said, I want to give Angela an opportunity to introduce herself to some, to present herself to others, but more importantly, to empower you all to walk into her presence. You never know who you are rubbing elbows with. And I mean to tell you, God made no accident. He made no accident when he connected us. And I truly thank God for you. So go
Yeah.
ahead, Ange, as you begin to share.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. My name is Angela D. Holmes, and I help hurting women heal. I'm a mother of 3 adult children, and I'm an author. I am an impactful speaker, and I am a coach. And introducing I'm from Frisco. I'm born and raised in San Francisco, raised some parts in San Francisco, but mainly raised in Daly City. And I help women build. I build women. It's my passion. It's a part of my purpose. And I am here because of my life's journey. So my life's journey has had a huge journey. And in that journey, all of me that you see now, and I am not 100, but I am not who I used to be. But everything that I have right now, everything that the Lord has shedded, has peeled back, has poured into me, I am mandated to pour that out. And so that is why I'm here. Impact has been on my mind and on my heart and weighing heavy on me for quite some time. Women contact me, they reach out to me, they stop me in the grocery store, wherever it may be, and women that know me. And there's a common denominator, and it is about healing. Asking questions about healing, needing an ear. How do I come out of this? How do I overcome this? So that is what this is about. This is about healing.
Very good. Very good. I wanted to give you center stage, and here I am back to each of you in your comments. And for those of you that have helped to share the live tonight, we want to tell you thank you. You are appreciated. Grateful, grateful, grateful.
Yes.
And I believe that it will definitely help somebody. Listen, I can attest to who Angela is. I remember our initial meeting, and certainly I did not know this lady, this chick right here.
No,
Right? I got to see you at bare bones. I got to see you rebuild, reestablish, recalibrate, redirect, transform in a place of pain to a place of purpose and promise. I got to watch you move from hiding and pretending and religiosity. Listen, we just gonna keep it raw, keep it real, and bring it all up front, because the reality is you need to have people around you that have the grace to walk you through things, have the grace to walk you out of your dark places, have the grace, the patience, and not only that, but to be able to step out of who they are and their expectation of who you think they should be, or even if you are gifted and you see things ahead, you see things from the end going backwards, you have to have the grace to know when to hold them and when to fold them. You have to know exactly when to say something and when not to. And so as a coach, as a teacher, as a mentor, and having watched Angela grow through her places of pain into a place of purpose and promise, gives me permission to say, to acquire her services to help garner you through the broken places. Not only can she do it, but she is absolutely qualified. She's qualified for it. Now, look, y'all see this comment on this screen? Now, when I tell you this little tree lady here got so much fruit on her tree, she's annoying. I love it. She coming with a new piece of fruit every chance she
Right.
gets. Constance Cooper, look at Doctor. Don't play. We're from Richmond. I'm gonna put some respect on that thing. Doctor Constance Cooper. I call her Connie because she's my sister and I love her. I'm extremely proud of you. Thanks for jojoining. I told y'all we was somebody. We got some bosses on. We got some bosses watching tonight. Very good. Listen, everyone here, you are instrumental.
Absolutely.
You are instrumental. You are appreciated. You are honored. You are loved. And more than anything, you got a future. And I believe that this particular platform was designed to pull you from your broken place into your place of purpose and prominence. And so kind of you don't have to thank me. I love you. I love you, and I'm extremely proud of you. That's another one of my amazing sisters that I've watched walk out of dark places and refuse to leave without pulling people out along with her. And so I most certainly honor you. Don't take your ministry lightly by any stretch of the imagination. And that's what you'll find. You'll start to find that the closer you get to your purpose and to your promise, you start running into people who are on the same journey from different locations. So this particular platform tonight was designed to put you in a place of making a decision that you are ready to make an impact, that you are ready to transform your life and walk out of those dark places with excellent company. Right.
Yeah.
And so Ange, now after I've done all that hoopla and hoorah, because I can and I can do it for a while more, but let's talk about why you decided to design this experience, because it's not just an academy. It's going to be an experience for all those that decide to take this leap. Tell us why.
My why came from my journey. What I've been doing on my journey is I've been shelving the steps it took to come out of each place, each pain point, each situation, each circumstance. So my main why is I needed a me. At this level, in those times, and I didn't have a me. Early on, I didn't have a me, and I didn't even have the mind to really look for a me because of my fears, frustrations, and challenges. Right. So finding a me was very difficult. And even having the transparency and the vulnerability to dive into me was something that I said, you know what? There's got to be something somewhere for women of faith, single moms, married, women in midlife change and challenges, in which I don't call midlife crisis at all. I call it midlife power. So my why came in my journey of healing, my journey of tracking, my journey of prayer, of relentless nights of prayer, my journey of pulling my children through, my journey of sitting myself back as a woman, not remarrying, not excessively dating, but pulling myself back and allowing all of my healing to be put into myself and to my children. So I did this because I know there's so many women who have barriers that they don't even know are barriers. Yeah. So many women have believed lies that they may not know is a lie. Yeah. And I was in those places. And so being able to peel I call it peeling an onion, peel the onion back to be able to see the truth about who we are as women, regardless of our history. If it's something that we did ourselves or if it's something that was done to us, there's still power in that pain. So I know that was a very long why, but it's a whole lot to this why.
Well,
And
but yeah, I was gonna say who says what's a lot?
right,
Because at the end of the day, your a lot,
yeah,
your why has to be detailed to
yes,
your how. How did I get here?
yeah,
What did I do to get here? Why did I end up here? Like all
right,
of that stuff, nobody can tell you how long it takes to become.
yeah, you can't,
Right, right.
yeah,
So we
absolutely,
have a declare victory saying that says, keep going. You
right,
win if you don't quit. One of the biggest struggles that I think we all encounter on a very consistent base is, first of all, as women, we assume that we can take on everything.
right,
And we do it
yeah,
broken. We do it hurting. We do it in places that most people don't have the ability to do it, and especially Black and brown women. We
right,
do it with no money. We do it with nobody cheering us on. We do it with haters. We do it
yes,
caretaking. We do it from so many places, right? But the reality is, even while we're in broken places, God is building us.
yeah,
Even while we're hurting, God is stretching us. Even
yes,
while we're afraid and full of terror in bad relationships with old systems and old baggage and brokenness, we still find the strength to do it. But guess what? We don't do it for us.
right,
We do it for everybody else. But
yeah,
at some point, you have to be impacted in a way that you make a decision. Check this out.
yeah, right,
I'm sick of clapping. I'm sick of pom-pomming for
mhm,
everybody in the world but me.
but me,
And so we call it this. Eventually, you learn to choose you.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it doesn't mean that you choose not to celebrate your sisters. I love watching people win.
yeah,
Like it's a big deal to
I
me.
know, it's like, it's like,
Uh,
I love it,
Especially when you know they've been down,
yes,
especially when you saw them go through,
yeah,
especially when you saw them fight to keep their sanity, especially when you find them where no matter what happened, they still chose God and how they know God sees them. And it's
yeah,
a journey.
yes,
Right? It's a
right,
it's a long walk to choosing you, to
yeah,
believing in you, to accepting you, to receiving God's love for you. That's what
yeah,
an impact is. An impact is something that takes over how you used to think and transformed it, right? Because the word says, be ye transformed by
transformed,
the
right,
renewing of your mind. And so, Angela, when we encounter your workshop, tell me this. What do you expect the outcome to be? What do you expect the outcome for your students, for your coaching clients? What do you expect the outcome to be?
one of the main outcomes is that renewing of the mind, but it is a unlearning of you instead of
That's
um,
good. Say
pattern.
that again.
It's the unlearning of the old you.
Mhm.
It's the unlearning of you. And I think I said this the other night. We're fighting a dead man. We're still bringing up that dead man. He's dead. He's gone, and we're fighting him, and we're fighting an invisible person.
And
So
listen, sometimes we lose.
yeah, big time. Sometimes we lose. Sometimes we really lose big time. I want women to know that that is possible. I want women to know that the patterns that they have on the inside, the patterns of life from life's journey being performance based, excessive in shopping, excessive in this, excessive, all these exterior or ulterior coping mechanism instead of just dealing with you, instead of dealing with your mind. So in the workshops and even in the coaching, we deal heavy. We
Mhm,
deal heavy with the mind. The
mhm,
reason why we deal heavy with the mind is because God dealt with me heavy with the mind.
mhm.
Had I not gone through the process of learning,
Mm-hmm.
my mind learning, our memory system learning things that I never thought about. I never thought about our why we have patterns in the back of our mind, why we memorize things and what they are memorized for. So in the ways that he took me, I had to learn these patterns, and it unlocked so much. Like the most simplest things was unlocked just by understanding how the mind works.
Mm-hmm.
So along with becoming a new you, breaking the strongholds, breaking the patterns, debunking the lies, really taking a look at yourself and assessing yourself in a place of you have to come in a place of vulnerability. You have to come being honest, not come for coaching or come to any workshops or seminars just because you want to come, but be ready to peel off, ready to allow the word that's going to come forth through the training, because it is faith based. It is going to go somewhere. It has a target, like the Lord told me about a guided missile. He
Mm-hmm.
told me that's how he wanted my prayers to be. And if you look up what a guided missile is, it's not going to hit the wrong thing. Guided missiles go under bridges, around buildings. It goes up, it goes down, all the way to that coordinated destination. So
Mm-hmm.
that is the main part of what we get down to. We're heavy, huge on the mind.
The mind. So, again, because this is a faith-based training, I want for those that are viewing, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I started and have since handed off a ministry called the Archer Circle.
Yeah.
And so we talk infinitely about the power of being an arrow, very similar to that guided missile. The difference between a missile and an arrow is an arrow, while it can kill you, was often used to pierce and to disable. It usually went from one side to the next, but it would pierce you in such a way that the pain would slow you down, but you could survive it. So when I talk about prayer strategies or strategic things, we do things with our prayers that will divisively, number one, slow the person that it penetrates first.
Yes.
In an effort to realize, hey, there's a pain, there's something that I have to address there.
Yeah.
We aim things very targeted so that we can get to a place of first and foremost being still enough to get the help that we need.
Yeah. Yes.
You can't really just pull no arrow out by yourself, cuz
No, you cannot.
if you survive it, you're going to need a little help to get that thing loose. You understand? And so I'm believing that Coach Angela is going to get you the help that you need. If you could, you have a couple, excuse me, I'm sorry. You have a group, but you also have a registration point. I'm going to place it on the screen. You should see it in the comments. I'll also make sure that you are able to register for the course, the free webinar, but more than anything for the courses, the teachings and the trainings that Angela is offering to future pupils. So not only am I excited about it, all right, come on. Look, thanks. Thank you for watching, Miss McNeil. That's a whole paragraph. I don't have to read it. Amen.
For a while now. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what
very good.
The Impact webinar is about. Women suffering with negative thoughts and depression. Absolutely.
Very good. And if you missed any of the teachings, any of the trainings, any of the webinars, you can always go back simply to Angela D. Holmes.
Thank you.
You can also go back to the coaching group as well. And the name of the coaching group, you can search it on Facebook, is, I'm trying to find the slide. There it is Women Who Rise to the Top. Now, if we don't know anything else, we know the good stuff comes up to the top. Even
Yes.
when you're dealing with things that are faulty or low down, we notice that those things end up at the bottom. That becomes our silk. That becomes
Yeah, that was that silk.
that backup, honey, that
Yes.
hold up that don't nobody want to be bothered with.
Yes.
This impact is designed to flush that part of your mind, to flush that part of your heart, to flush that part of your soul, those things that are keeping you from rising to the place that you belong. Knowing this, that the word of God says this: we are seated in heavenly places,
Yes.
far above principalities. Listen, and no demons nor devils can defeat us. Right. And so we know if we are seated in heavenly places, we have to get our mind to the place where we accept that truth about who we are.
Yes.
Angela, I'm going to ask you just one more question, and we're not going to hold you for a lengthy time tonight, but we wanted to make sure that you understand that this is an opportunity. It's the beginning of the year, still first quarter. You have an opportunity to take off from the gate running. You
Right.
have an opportunity to move yourself from being having a fixed mindset to having a malleable mindset,
Yes. That's
right? Something
important.
that is pliable, something that can be worked on and worked through in such a way that
Yes.
you go from being impacted to being the impactor, right?
Yes.
That's the goal. The goal
That's
is that you stop being a victim, right?
right.
Um, and so if you were to share anything with the women that are watching, and I'm going to give you center stage for a minute, really, and this is to speak to the people that you are assigned to, that God is called to you, that you are certain you have the power to impact their lives in such a way that they are impacted forevermore.
Yeah.
So that being said, Ange, I'll hand it to you.
Okay. So this is what I found is that we get into that fixed mind state because of a familiar past. And, we have a familiar past, and that familiar past comes with us into everything that we do. When we leave the house, that familiar past comes with us. When we get into our businesses, when we interact with our employees, when we are the employee and we're interacting with our supervisor, when we're the CEO, when we are in leadership, that familiar past comes with us. We can fight it, we can kick it back, but we have to take some time to say, you know what, my performance, regardless of what level I am, regardless of my title, regardless of who I am, my performance is driven by some parts of that familiar past. And what I talk with women a lot about is their anger, about something. We may see it simply as yelling, but yelling is someplace you need to go deep and find out why. Why are you so controlling? Why are you reacting instead of responding when something has not gone your way? Why is it a trait that women just fall apart when something does not go our way? There is something driving that. You could, like I said, all of the things that I've just described, you can be her. But just think how much of a better her you can be if you had these things dealt with. And it starts with our mind. We communicate with God with our mind. Knowing how much He loves us, knowing, and I'm going to say that again, knowing how much He loves us, that can be obscured by our past experiences, our authoritative figures, our experiences with them, our interactions, the things that they said to us. Those things stick and those things hide, and then they creep up later. And sometimes we get into situations where we've been masking, we've been holding back, we've been suppressing, we've been pushing to the side, we've been overspending, overindulging here. We've been in all types of addictions. And addiction is not just for sex or drugs, but there's addictions. There's addictions in shopping. There's addictions in a whole lot of things. Addiction is addiction, but it comes from somewhere. And so when I work with women, I come from that place of somewhere because I was her. I had a lot of somewheres going on inside of me that was driving my decisions. It was driving my purchasing power. It was driving my spending power. It was driving my friendships, my relationships, my commitments. It was driving really who I was. I was hiding, not showing up who I really should be. It was a lot. And I know it's a lot for you. So the Impact Workshop, it is a free workshop because I wanted to open up to women so that you can see the possibilities of learning some key tools to be able to pass through some barriers, some limiting belief barriers, some mindset barriers. It is important. If you dive into the Bible, if you dive into any part of Psalms, you will see where David dealt a lot with his mind. And when he shifted his mind, when he changed his mind, when he made decisions and conclusions, things changed. It could have been real tough for him. But then David would make a decision and say, but God, you are mighty and you will win battles. So I want you to sign up. The workshop is February 13th. There's a link here. Sign up. Contact me. If you want to talk about it before you sign up, DM me, get in contact with me so we can chat. I would just love to talk to you about it. And I would love to help you out of this place, out of this stuck place. So I can't wait for you to sign up. Uh-oh, we cannot hear you, darling.
Sorry, muted people. That means your Holy Ghost ain't working. If you couldn't hear me, you ain't got no shout out.
You ain't right.
No, but
I'm not.
Right. What I was thinking about is, you know how when it was almost Christmas time, and I know I don't know about anybody else, but like there is a thing in the pit of my belly, as I know there has been a shifting, a changing of the guards. There's new sheriffs in town. There are things that are changing, not just in the heavens, but the manifestation is happening here in the earth. There are some things that we ought to be mindful that God has us on his heart.
Yes.
And really we are excited about the opportunity for somebody that has been in that broken place, that broken space, with that broken mindset to be released, to come out. God is doing something new. The only thing you ever have to do is agree with him.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. There is power in agreement. When we think about Acts, the 2nd chapter, and the reality that after the Spirit of God came and filled the room, they were with one accord. What I have found is that when you have, now this is real, now this is not them side buster, shade tree, low down, frenemies that we have a tendency to pick up, that you contend and compete with. Listen, this is not that. This is not even that season.
Not at all. Oh,
right. This is not a season of contending. This is a season of cooperation and collaboration.
Yes.
And what I found in a lot of these groups, and I'm going to give you an example that may sound off topic, but I need you to hear me. There is a Facebook group that I absolutely adore. It is called, and not to be prejudiced at all, but it is Black women who love gardening.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm talking about some of the baddest houses. Hear me now. Some of the meekest houses. So, I mean, women from all walks of life that agree upon a concept of what will motivate me to make my yard beautiful.
Look at that.
Right? As simple as that might sound, as classic as that might sound, can I tell you two things? My front porch ain't never been so pretty.
Right.
Like in real life. And it's not fancy. I don't have a big ginormous house with a whole bunch of yard. Honey, them women in the South make you want to move right on back to Georgia.
I'm trying to tell you.
Right on back to Georgia.
True.
But what I'm saying is I've connected with so many women and walked outside of that group into relationship. No different than a declare victory or a destiny this, all of these
Right.
different groups. What you do is you find your tribe.
Yes.
Right. And while you may not connect with everyone in that particular group or in that particular setting, but what I found is the more you start to connect with people who see God the way you see God,
Yeah.
but more than anything, that see you how God sees you.
It's you. That right there.
You hear me?
That
Right?
right
Not,
there.
not how they perceive, they think you should be.
Right.
But when you start connecting with women who want out,
Yes.
women who want different, women who want impact, women who want to be healed and well, women who are hungry for God and
Yes.
hungry for purpose, hungry for leaving here and meeting God empty in the
Yes.
same location, right? And so there's a power of agreement that happens when you become involved with things like this.
Yes.
You start to
Absolutely.
connect with people who were designed to be part of your tribe,
Yeah.
designed to pull you out of that place of obscurity, designed to love you back to health. Let me tell you what I know for a fact. People that are loved well grow
On
fast.
with it. I'm trying to tell you.
You hear me? Not that
Yes.
judge you, not that determine that you should be out tomorrow. What if it take you 3 years?
Right.
What if it take you 5 years? Do you have people around? Listen, I got somebody that I spent time with for almost 30 years now, 28 years. And when we met, I was hell on wheels. I wasn't studying, living saved. I went to church all my life. You hear me? But I didn't know it was real. I didn't
Right.
believe that it was real. And while the end game is to meet God empty,
Yes.
there's a way to do that from an authentic place.
Yes.
But it's your responsibility. God ain't gonna find the place for you, right?
Right.
The word says this: occupy until I
Till
come.
I come.
What does that look like? The question you have to ask yourself today is, has the impact caused you to live in treacherous places?
Hmm.
Right?
Right.
Just know this: God wastes nothing.
Nothing.
That even those treacherous places that are part of your history were
Mhm.
designed to grow you through the dung, through the dark, through the brokenness, through the pain, and walk you into a place of wholeness and wellness strong enough to empower you to pull people from the back of the room to the front of the room. I don't care what you did. I
Right.
don't care how you live.
Absolutely.
I don't care about your sin. I don't care about your lying, cheating, adulterous, whatever it is. We
Whatever.
don't care about. None of that is relevant because all of that is necessary, right? It was all necessary to make you the person that somebody would hear in such a way that it would impact their lives on levels that would never allow them to be the same again. Right. And
Yes.
so we are not only fire starters, but Angela will go into the fire to pull somebody out.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's about. That's what Impact Academy is about. So I don't know if I told your business better than you told your, I don't know. I'm sorry, excuse me. I get juice.
No,
Because I
no.
know what you can do.
Yes. Yeah. No, no, no. That's just it. And that's what it's about. It's what it's about. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. And pulling people out the fire. And what I love, this is what I love. This is what I love about what God has done. My journey, I can't, just like you, I mean, I cannot tell you when you are in it, you don't see the other side. You cannot see clearly. Your lens is skewed. Your lens is blurry. And it's a prayer. And I talked about this prayer the other night. It's so profound. It unlocks, it allows you to be in a place with God to where you can go step by step. I say, Father, allow me to see what I can't see. Allow me to see what I won't see, and allow me to see what I don't see. And I take my time with him with that in situations, because what I won't see and what women won't see is because it has pain with it. I won't see what I don't even want to see it. You'll say, oh, I don't even want to deal with it. I don't even want to deal with it. That's what you won't see. It's because of pain. You don't want to end up back in that place of pain. What you can't see, it's just like Elijah. It's what you can't see spiritually. It's like Elijah when he was in battle and his servant was like, do you see all these people around us? And Elijah was like, yeah, I see them. He was like, but we about to die. And he was like, no, we not. He was like, Lord, open up his eyes, because he could not see spiritually. And then what I don't see. And when I got to the part of asking God, Lord, show me in whatever situation about what I don't see. What is it that I don't see in this? The Lord gave me a dream. It was a very profound dream. I was walking up a hill. Like I was going on a hike, and I saw all these gray stones. And I thought I saw a statue of a duck as a stone. And I walked a little more forward. I was going towards the water. The Lord, I love him because he knows I love water. So most of my dreams have something to do with water or a beach. So I'm going towards the water, and I saw some other stones on my left and on my right. And I just thought they were stones. I thought they were gray stones. And I looked forward towards the water and looked out over to the right, and that stone turned into an alligator, and the one on the left turned into another alligator. And when I turned around, the stones that I passed up, those were alligator eggs, like, and it was a baby alligator coming out of it. And I said, God, I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. That took me into when people say, man, I didn't see that coming. That's what I want the Lord to open up my eyes to see. I want to be able to see how he sees. And this is something that I teach women. You can see. You don't have to be caught with, I didn't see that coming. You don't have to be unable to see spiritually. And you don't have to fear what you have to deal with. Because we've all had many, I call them sliding down the wall days. Where you just, like, forget it. Just sliding down the wall days. We've had that, and we've had to get up, and we've had to go. And some women have gotten up, but never got healed from whatever made them slide down. They've never gotten healed from what they didn't see, what they couldn't see, and what they won't see. And the healed side is so juicy. It's so good.
I believe without a shadow of a doubt that our lives transform one moment of revelation at a time.
Yeah.
But what you must understand is that those revelations most often come from being connected with people.
Yes.
That were designed to help you see. Even if you think about riding in a car, there are two mirrors, one on each side and one in the center. Not to mention that you then use your own vision to level things out. We all need those mirrors, those side mirrors and that rear view mirror, somebody that will, and notice that you see yourself even while you see what's behind you.
That's good, Dee.
Use the mirror effectively, right? So you see you see what's behind you, and you see what's ahead of you at the same time. And so I consider people that God places in my lives additional mirrors for me to navigate this thing called life, remembering that when God wants to bless you, he sends you people. I want to give each of you this as you are listening. There is a sound that will reverberate in your heart. There is a sound that you'll be able to feel from the person that you are assigned to. And I'm going to declare prophetically tonight that as you are listening, as you are being guided, and as you are asking people, God to send you people to help you get to the other side, that the sound that person levels and leverages will resonate with you in such a way that it will begin to play your heartstrings, that it will begin, their sound will begin to sing to you,
Yeah.
that their sound will begin to draw you out of obscurity, that you would hear their voice. The Bible says this: my sheep knoweth my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. I need you to hear the voice of God in that one or that two or three that are called to you to push you to the place of purpose and
Yeah.
prominence. And I need you to, in your spirit, make a decision that you'll never ignore that sound again, that you will answer when God calls you. And I'm telling you now that even in this moment, he is calling you from that low place up to the place that you belong, but it's your responsibility to leap.
Oh, yeah.
It's your responsibility to jump. It's your responsibility to be open to better. It's your responsibility to be open to transformation and transition. It's up to you to know that God called Angela in this season for such a time as this, simply to speak to your heart and to your mind, and to take you from a broken place to a place of being impactful intentionally. This is a season of mad intentionality, y'all. Like you can't kinda, sorta want to get out. You got to make an active decision that you want to get out. It's that remnant sound. It's that thing that kingdom is calling for us. The ones who are not afraid to do it afraid. The ones that are not afraid to take an additional step. And so I'm excited because I know what's inside of her.
Yeah.
And I can speak this passionately about who she is because I watched her grovel, and I got to say it like that.
Yes.
Right. Like serious. We've all done it.
Yeah.
Right. The difference is, are you still groveling?
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is what we call a Selah moment.
Right. Say.
Where you simply sit in knowing, listen, I'm in a yucky place. And if I don't do something, I'm going to still be here.
Right.
When the ball drops in 2022, where will you be?
Right.
And that's the question you need to ask yourself. And that being said, listen, there is a link on the screen. You can also go to Angela's page. You can check out my page as well. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is update I'll update this last session for those that want. The window is short. Seating is limited because I'm sure, and Angela, I know you'll reiterate this. I'm sure you'll want to spend very, very specific time with those that choose to participate in the workshop. But more importantly, there aren't a lot of slots for the academy. And I didn't want to say that until the end. But if you've not done so, if I were you, just because the goal is to make sure that every person is impacted.
Yeah.
That every person that you spend time with actually has the benefit of being able to gauge for real that something is different. Everyone that encounters you, and this is to everybody listening tonight, when people meet you, they should leave you different.
Yeah.
They should know that they met you.
Yeah.
They should know that they met you. And if they don't, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on you. There is not a person that I know, not one, not a single person that I know that I spend quality time with that has not impacted me. Yeah, I don't, at this point, listen, we don't have time to waste our time.
Yeah, we don't.
It's expensive.
Very, very.
It's expensive.
Very, very expensive.
Very, okay, very. I'm gonna give you closing words because I act like I'm talking about my program.
Yeah, that's all right. No, and Dee is absolutely right. It's the same. Listen, she's absolutely right. Space is limited. And the reason for that is because I'm very hands-on. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you can't be hands-on with everyone. No, I need to touch you. I need to touch you. This is not, as the old folks used to say, a play pretty. I never knew what a play pretty was, but this is nothing to play with. And I want to touch you. I want to know where you are. I have to see that the impact brings results. Your results is the purpose of it. It's not just coming because this is Ange or Angela. The results that you get must change your life. You need to walk away from this workshop closer to God. You need to walk away from this workshop loving yourself more. You need to walk away from this workshop with instructions, with some tools and some tips. And this is how this is the pattern I'm going to start. That's what you need to walk away with. So sign up. The link is here. She's going to run the link back by. And again, it's February the 13th. This workshop is a free workshop. Space is limited. So those of you who are absolutely, absolutely serious, please sign up for the workshop, because we don't want to take a seat away from someone that really wants it. And once the doors close for the capacity, it's closed. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to meeting you. I'm looking forward to touching you. I'm looking forward to pouring into you, because God is an amazing God, and he loves you beyond what you can ever ask or think. He loves you.
Absolutely. Zero argument for me to zero argument from me. So you guys, listen, we are approaching the hour.
Yes. This has been a whole hour.
Listen, that thing flew by. You hear me? Listen, just a really quick heads up. I've not done this for the entirety of the premiere, but again, my name is Dion, and this whole platform has been hosted by Increase Media, which I am the founder and CEO of. My goal is to blow you out of the water. My tagline is, let's give them something to talk about. You dig? Right? So at the end of the day, if you are interested in advertising, if you're interested in launching your business, if you're ready to step out of the shadows, to stop hiding, Angela and I have been on a long journey, and both of us have grown so much in this process. I remember the first time Angela tried to hire me, and I'm saying this on purpose because I need y'all to get the power of relationships and the impact that it has. Mm-hmm. I talked Angela out of using my services because I wasn't there yet. Right?
You did.
So the refiner's fire is real.
Yes.
Right. And so God will connect you with people. Angela provoked me to push myself to the next place.
Look.
And so I'm telling y'all that because if you would have heard the confusion in her voice, like, are you retarded? I know you do this. What are you doing? And why are you acting like you don't know how to do this? Right. And so I said all of that to say, listen, even what you are looking at right now tonight is a manifestation of us having relationship, both of us doing things that are very similar. But the reality is we are iron sharpens iron. Right. And so that was what, about 3 years ago, Ange?
That was about 3 years.
Yeah. Right. And so now here we are where I'm no longer afraid to be who I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty icy. But I'm not icy because of what I know. I'm not icy because of what I have. I'm icy because I understand that there's a power that works on the inside of me that is life transforming, right? And not just for me, but for anything that we touch, for anything that we impact. It is very, very intentional. It is very deliberate. And God is not happenstance about anything that he does. It was already written.
Yes. Already written.
It was already written. And so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to give Angela closing words as we close out. Psalms 139:16 says this: I knew you in your unformed formed state. And the days and the pages of your life were written before you lived one day. One day.
One day.
Before you lived one day, every single page of your life was already written. That means that there's a destiny. That means that there's a hope for a future. That means that God has a plan for you, that all you have to do is agree with Him. And find people that agree with Him, not that believe what they believe. Because guess what? 90% of us are in the shape that we're in because we have a bad belief system and we refuse to believe the truth over what we believe.
Auntie, I'm trying to tell you, that's it.
We refuse to believe the truth over what we believe, even if what we believe is wrong. That's a sad, sad place. So, Ange, as we close out, say it.
Yeah. God, what I said the other night too, God, you just said it. God is always previous. He's always previous. It's already done. He's always previous. And just remember, prayer without action is incomplete. Prayer without action is incomplete, and God is always previous. I just want to thank every single one. Thank you, Marilyn. And Marilyn, we grew up together. She used to live down the block. We grew up together. Thank you so much, everyone. We see your comments. Mindset is a game changer. Thank you, Tuesday. Thank you, Doris. Thank you, every single one, everyone that's been on here for this last 7 days. Thank you so very much. All of the testimonies and all of the breakthroughs, the inboxes, the texts. So that's how I know that this is God. There has been much fruit. I mean, from people, D, that I didn't, you don't profile people, whatever. You just was like, oh yeah, I was dealing with this. And then I heard you guys talk about this. And I didn't even know that that was like a barrier or a stronghold. And bam, like, oh, and it just freed me.
It's
it
real.
has been an impact, and I'm obeying God, and that's what I'm here to do. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Doris, for putting that up. Thank you. We see all your comments. We see all of your accolades. Thank you so much. I give all glory and honor to God. Thank you, D. Increase Media. Y'all see that at the end? Give them something to talk about. You want to talk? We give you something to talk about then. I love you to pieces, and I want to thank you for being my water. I call D my the fireman's water hose. You know how that water hose hits you? Everybody, you need a water hose. You need a water hose. And I just thank God for you. And yes, it's been a journey. And even on the other side, you've tipped me out the boat. Like, girl, if you don't quit being scary. I know it's been some time. You was probably like,
but ain't that a lot? That's a lot of nerve. And then had an unmitigated gall to be scared on the other side of that. Who does that? Special.
Love you all, Rita. Love you all, you guys. Yes, Marilyn. Prayer without action is incomplete. Love you, Chandra. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Diamond. Thank you, Doris. Yes, Increase Media.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Marilyn, you're welcome. Tuesday. Thank you so much. Tuesday has been rolling, rocking all 7 nights. Carolyn too. Doris too. Quite a few people. Thank you guys so very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
we appreciate you guys. And again, I have updated all of anywhere you see the post of the impact, you'll see the registration link there. It's available. That has taken place. You can also visit Angela's website at Angela D. Holmes to connect with the Impact University. Don't forget to make sure that you mark your calendars for February the 13th.
Yes.
And you also search out the group online, Women Who Rise to the Top. Now, the group itself is going to be exclusive. And again, we don't even want it to get so large that it can't be managed and maintained. So
Right.
Even group participation for now is going to be kind of limited until things get put together. But nevertheless, again, this has been another Increased Media production. I'm super excited about Miss Angela D. Holmes and all of you who will benefit from learning more about yourself and what God purposed you for in this season. So again, we thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for the opportunity to be poured into and to encourage us. And so that being said, I'm going to say good night, Angela.
Good night. Love you all. Have an amazing Sunday evening.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye.